Hello everyone and welcome to the Netherlands. Today we're in round 7 for season 2. This is actually now over the halfway point in our 13 race season. Only 15 drivers if I'm not mistaken today. Unfortunately we still have the open seats in Ferrari, and today though at least we got a reserve in the free Haas slot with Max GT UK. Unfortunately though, Jamie Robertson, Sonev couldn't make it, Godly Noob couldn't make it as well, and even Andre couldn't make it, which is a shame to see. And yeah, apart from that, I wish all the drivers luck. KCDB is actually in. He might, because there was a chance he might have missed quali, but nice to see that he's in. And yeah, we should have 15 drivers. I think I forgot to invite someone. I'm just gonna quickly check. I did indeed, I think. Forget to invite one guy only. And he should be taking the free slot in the Red Bull seat, but it is not confirmed yet. And Martin's is I don't think I can. I know the difference between Martin and Martijn. Unless it's meant to be Martijn, and I've been calling him wrongly for about like 17, 16 races now. So nice to have you on board, Max. And oh wow, I just realized it's already 9:01. I should have already given the signal for us to go. We are missing one driver though. I don't know where he is. I have invited him. Just gonna put myself in spectate so I definitely don't make any mistakes. And it's apparently Martijn. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'll just have to get that into my system and pretend I haven't been saying it wrong for 16 races. Good to know, though. As per usual, I give 5 minutes for drivers who haven't joined yet. So, Clark 1090, who should be the driver joining us for today, as still 9:05, so he's got 3 minutes left. But I might just give the signal to go off a bit quicker because I am not sure about something. I just need to quickly check. Alright, yep, giving him another 2 minutes. I wonder where he is. He said even last week he was meant to join but couldn't, or he didn't even say he was going to join. And yeah, now I know I've invited him. We are waiting on him. Might be actually getting in a final 2 additional quick reserves. Thanks to Faxland, our Season 1 championship winner. Currently second in the driver standings this season, behind JT Gelato. Still no sign of Leclerc 1090. But Faxon might bring in some other people, which is very, very nice. And even if it's just for this race, better than racing with 14, 15 drivers anyway. We'll take all the manpower we can get. Unfortunately as well, no stream for Tier 2. Our commentator for Tier 2 couldn't make it today. And yeah. Apart from that, just waiting on Faxon, see if he's gonna invite anyone. And Leclerc 1090 just been a no-show. Second week running. Not a nice, you know, thing for him to, and not a nice thing for us to be seeing either. I'm a bit sorry about the delay, but I won't say no to extra drivers, and we can afford to wait a few extra minutes to get some extra drivers. Nice to see connection is pretty good all throughout, only DXS and TAN 1212, but even then we should still be in a good spot connection wise. Not much to say, obviously. I mean, we're just in the lobby waiting with a longer delay than normal as we get ready to go race in Zandvoort. An interesting track, Zandvoort, pretty short, nice banking near the end of the lap. Could prove for some interesting side-by-sides. Obviously they're a bit hard to get side-by-side before that corner, but if you do, could be nice. Max, we're waiting. Maybe we can get 1 to 2 other drivers. Normally only give 5 minutes to drivers that still need to join, such as, you know, Leclerc 1090. But since these are drivers which weren't scheduled to be racing with us today, I'm allowing some extra time, and thankfully no one seems to be in too much of a rush, which is nice, so therefore we definitely can afford to wait a bit. Rain would be interesting if we can see rain kick in. Probably drivers won't be too ecstatic with that, and maybe, who knows, you could see a wet to dry race, or dry, like we saw today in Imola. Or maybe, who knows, maybe a dry to wet. Drivers really wanting to drive, and I don't blame them. I think they'll just have to join during the race, unfortunately, because I have to give the announcement to ready up. Alright. School tomorrow, yeah, and you're not the only person that, I'm sure, not the only person that has school or work or some other duty to attend in the morning. But we're off now. Hopefully we get some people along with us for this journey. Qualifying stands definitely wrong. We don't have 15 drivers, unfortunately. It would be nice if we did, but yeah, hopefully people Faxed was thinking about bringing, hopefully they can just join during the qualifying session, or, you know, before the race. And yeah, Q1, we have less than 15 drivers. So what does this mean for us? It means one simple thing, really. The drivers have absolutely no rush. They will not be getting eliminated unless they, you know, crash out or something. All they need to do is go out there, set a lap time, can be an absolute Sunday drive, and yeah, that's all they need to do. 17 minutes. They can take it as practice if they want. Not sure drivers' luck, obviously, but it's Q1 and no drivers getting eliminated, so I see no luck. I really doubt they'll be needing any sort of luck. Obviously, the only issue will be if they crash out. No drivers out yet, obviously, as I said, in no rush to be going, in no rush to be doing anything. Oh, and we've got a taker. in the form of Max GT UK, the reserve in the Haas today, is out and about. First one. Some quick mention, I saw him slightly go over the white line. You're not meant to cross the white lines on entry and exit of the pit lane. It's a small little note as he comes through sector 1 of Zandvoort on his outlap. Keeping it nice and tight, but I mean, definitely not pushing on what is an outlap. Race is full sun and quali is to be dry as well. That's good news for the drivers for sure. For us watching, probably as well. We want to see some action and not drivers just being behind each other. We want to see, you know, some overtakes happening. We don't really want to see a strategy battle going on. As he comes through the banking and opens up DRS to start his hot lap now, Max GT UK. We're going to see what he can do for us here in TRO. We got competitive grid to say the least here in Tier 1, and the likes of JT Gelato and Faxton, Het Bumpier, even some others. Competition and lap times are very, very good, very, very high. So we'll just have to wait and see how he fares. I'm seeing some yellow flags in Sector 3. Everything seems clear. They're probably drivers just getting ready for the lap. Now, most drivers are actually on their outlap, but be on board with Max GT UK. I really want to see how he performs. I reckon he's going to probably, unfortunately, be near the bottom end of Tier 1, but who knows? Maybe he can come up with a bit of a surprise. Maybe Zandvoort's one of his favorite tracks. You never know. Got a few Dutch people in their home track today. Had Bumpier, Faxton for sure. Cut a lot of that corner, and funny enough, not invalidated. Clearly studying the track well to know that piece of kink. Oh, it's invalidated on the final corner, and that's definitely going to be annoying as he's going to be entering the pits. And as I was saying, no need to push as no one's going to be getting eliminated. No need to do set the lap, so he'll just have to come out, go in and come back out. He can own the same set of tires as well, not to waste any fresh sets. Murph Martin been a very good strong competitor here in Season 2. Also a strong competitor in Season 1, but in Season 2 has been showing more of his potential as now he comes through the final corner through that very nice banking. Opens here, so Paul going to be the first person to set a lap. Oh, sorry. It was the second person to set lap. First person to set lap was Roy with a 110.4, and Murph Martin with over a second, 19.2. But as I said, drivers could be doing Sunday drives around here, so this is by no means indicative of their actual pace. But who knows? Maybe KCB's best is actually only a 110.0. 8 tenths off Murph Martin. Serble for 9.8. Still, it all depends on how much fuel the drivers put in and you know, how much they're actually pushing and all of that jazz. Het Bumpier 109.4, 2 tenths off Murph Martin. Max GT UK is now on another outlap. Tanto of 12 now coming through sector 3 to finish off his lap. Very easy to push yourself over track limits, as Tanto of 12 does through that final corner. Kind of jinxed him there. Yeah, luckily for him though, he saved it because he lost that rear end, but he managed to save it and not retire for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Max GT UK out on an outlap. All the other drivers still in the pits. few other people now on their outlap. Thaxton, half shot. Bosman Pickle on an outlap, so still on board with Max GT. We're gonna have to see what kind of lap he produces. If he'll validate in the same corner, maybe in another. In the meantime, I think Martin's 110.5. I think that lap was always there. I'm not sure though. KCTB 110.0 still. All the other drivers have gone around a few more times. Serwolf 19.6, pretty sure he's improved on his lap time. And DeRoy 19.9, pretty sure that was the first lap time he had gotten. As Max GT UK now coming through the final piece of Netherlands. Is he going to validate it once more? No, keeps it very, very tight and making sure he does not go over those curbs to invalidate his lap time. Scores himself a 111.9. Now hopefully that's just because he was going very slow, because it's, you know, no reason to push and not an actual indication of space, because if it is, then he's most probably going to unfortunately be placing in around 15 for that kind of pace. Faxon now and half shot, both coming through sector 1. Sorry, Faxon, but start sector 2. Wait, sorry, I completely messed up. Faxon had already started sector 2, and now if anything started sector 3. I think he's going a bit for an actual lap here, Faxon, and to see how quick he can actually go. I said I had a quick short shift up into 6th gear, probably, but a mistake goes wide and invalidates. And I don't think he's going to have the fuel for another run. No, he doesn't, so he'll need to go in and back out. Half shot Ferry managing to keep it valid. That last corner seemingly the place where drivers are invalidating the lap the most, as he crosses the line in first with a 108.8, 4 tenths ahead of Murph Martin. Bosman Pickle, Tanto of 12, the Exosinio, can any of them stake their claim for first place instead of Bosman Pickle? And the Exosinio is going to be the first one out of the 3 to cross the line. And goes up into third, 109.2, just slightly behind Murph Martin. Tanto of 12 will be up. So actually, yeah, Tanto of 12 will be the next person to set a lap time, unless he invalidates. Coming up to the corner, everyone's seemingly invalidating. But this one's not going to be an invalidation, so he brings it through round and round. .4 for Tanto of 12, up into 5th. Oh, and Martin's retired from the session. I just barely caught a glimpse of that. Of Tanto of 12's camera. He seems to have gone really wide through the gravel. I'm not exactly sure what happened. But he would have been third to Q2 because he had set his lap time, so I'm not exactly sure why he's gone so wide and what happened there, but he is not going to be happy with that at all. And what about Bosman Pickle? What can he? Oh, I just realized he's actually got no front wing. So into the pits he goes. But as I said, you know, no need to set up proper laps. So a lap time of 140 would have also sufficed. But clearly wanting to do probably some extra practice and not settling for a lap time that involved an incident. JT Gelato, Faxland still needing set lap times, as I mentioned his name. Faxland's on that lap. And Faxon now about to be starting his lap. JT Bosman still in their pit. Some other drivers, Max GT UK, Tanto of 12, Murph Martin, are going around and around the track trying to improve. It seems to get some last minute practice But now Faxon going to be setting his lap. Oh, Boston Pickle now out on his outlap. That was a weird accent, which I don't know where that came from. And JT Gelato still in the pits. I'm seeing a mechanic, I think. Oh, never mind. I thought I was seeing mechanics doing something. Bumpy's retired from the session, and he's done that from the pits, which is absolutely fine. Which means he will still be going through to Q2. No need to worry about him getting eliminated. Faxon now got to be careful to not invalidate once again, coming through his final corner. I wish I knew its name, if it even has a name. If it doesn't, should definitely get a name. Almost invalidates. It takes it to the very limit of that corner. And is now going to set a 109.2. Also moves. Sorry, not also moves up to second. But yeah, also at the 109.2, seeing the 3 drivers in this 109.2 region, very, very close indeed. JT Gelato now out on his outlap. Boston Pickle, how quick can he go? We'd seen some pretty good things from him in pre-season and even in the first couple of races, but he's been getting very unlucky here in TRL in Season 2. A lot of crashes, unnecessary crashes, and unlucky DNFs. But we'll just have to wait and see what he can produce for us today. Place where everyone's been validating. Will Bossman... Oh, sorry, I was corner early. Now he comes up to the place where everyone's been validating, and the question is, will Bossman Pickle also be one of those people that invalidates it? No, he doesn't. Also takes it very, very close to invalidating, but he doesn't. The Roy's retired in the pits, which is all nice and dandy. And Boston Pickle up into 10th, 110.1. Max JT UK, I think, improved from 111.9 to a 111.7, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. As I'm saying, though, definitely no need to use fresh sets of tires in Q1, because you're definitely going to be going through. It's Q2 where the issues begin. JT Gelato, first of the Drivers' Championship, has won most races this season. Where's he going to place himself here in Q1? Is he going to push? Is he just going to take as a bit of a Sunday drive and a bit of extra practice? Just going to have to wait and see. Seems like a pretty strong lap. Almost invalidates, keeps it nice and valid though. Going to come through the final corner onto the main straight. DRS is on. Up into first, 108.5. So that's 3/10 at a second, which is half shot Ferry in second. And was the only driver that had seemingly been able to enter the 108, but JT Gelato was just like, you know what, I'll be taking that please, and not only so, I will also be heavily improving on your 108.8, but Halfshot's coming through now. Can he improve on his lap time? I have something else to say about that. It's a very slow lap, 111.0. I don't know what happened there. I think it might have been a mistake and it was taken as an extra out lap. But his ERS is not going down and out either, so I don't think he's actually trying to set a faster lap time. I think he's just literally doing some basic extra practice and not taking any risks with the ERS. Martin's left the session. Gonna invite him back quickly. And I'm just remembering, I'm saying his name wrong still. It's Martins. Still sounds weird to me. I need to get that straight. Oh, and I just found out the reason for Martin's crash is actually extremely unfortunate, and I don't think it's going to allow him to race us today. Apparently his pedal is broke, and that is very sad. Also, if I just come to grass over there, gotta be careful. It's only Q1. You don't eliminate yourself for no reason whatsoever, and then especially, you know, his lap time put him in second place. Definitely no need to be killing yourself out. Facts, and also a lot of drivers still, you know, out, getting some last minute practice. I say that it's about half the pack. As Q1 is coming to a close, everyone seems to be in the pits except for MatsGT UK, who has not really shown the ability to improve on his lap time, so will most probably definitely be more suited for the tier 2 rather than tier 1 for future races, which is a shame, but it's still nice to have him nonetheless. And who knows, maybe there's a cheeky little collision ahead of him. It wouldn't be surprised to see it. Netherlands, especially coming into turn 1, I've seen lots of, well, turn 1s, 2 and 3. Sector 1 basically of Zandvoort, especially with a lot of cars around, you can be very easy to crash. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he can stay but out of the incident ahead of him, bob and weave his way through. You can see him maybe bag some cheeky points, maybe a cheeky 10th place, who knows. Anything's possible here in the realm of Formula 1, as he's coming through the final piece of Zandvoort here today in Q1. He's set 5 laps, will be setting 6. Definitely not a fast lap time, but I don't really think he was pushing. And that closes Q1. And unfortunately for Martins, not only getting eliminated, will not be racing with us here in the race, because he's got no pedal unless he's got a spare one to use. And here in TRL, we've, you know, there's like the 4 certain things in life. You know, you've got birth, you've got death, JT Gelato winning the race, and Merv Martin in P5. You know, it's the certain things here in F1. But I must say, Merv Martin extremely consistent with his P5 is pretty insane. Well, that means we are going to be a man down here during the race. 12 people. So only 2 will be getting eliminated. Well, Max, I'll be happy to inform you that you get points in any position here in TRL. We have a new point system, one that I so graciously invented. And you get points for finishing anywhere on the track. Even 20th gets a point. Fastest lap gets 2 points, pole position gets 3 points. Driver of the day is the only thing which will not give you points. Anything else though, you're gonna be bagging yourself some nifty points. Accident, first taker out on track in Q2 on softs. I'm curious to see if we'll see anyone do anything on mediums. And apparently Martins will be able at least to race with us, but it is a shame that his wheel or pedals seem to have, cocked him and ruined his Q1. In the meantime, Faxon is starting his lap here in Zandvoort. His throttle seems to have gotten stuck, and hence why he kept going straight into the wall. So, time to beat. JT Gelato 108.5. Secondary time to beat. Half Shot Ferry 108.8. Only 2 drivers to get into the 108s. Will Faxon get into the 108s? It's all gonna depend on this corner if he keeps it valid or not. Doesn't put too much into it, not risking it, so maybe he's got a pretty good lap on his hands. He's gonna open DRS. He's gonna cross the line. I think it's gonna be just almost a 108. It's a 109.1. Pretty sure an improvement on his Q1 time already, where he had set a 109.2 if I'm not mistaken. So already a nice improvement for him. I see a Renault crossing the line. Adds the Renault of De Roy. Comes into second for now, 109.7. And KCB gonna be next, and there's the pits for invalidating his lap. Tan 12.12. Now is a valid lap. We're gonna see where he goes. Up into first, 109.0. Strong lap from Tan 12.12 though, but still not into the 108s. Max GT UK gonna be the next driver to set a lap, and he's got a hot DXSinio right behind him on his tail on mediums. So far, DXSinio the only person I've seen that's taking those mediums. Gonna see what he can do with them. Tant of 12 is yellow flags. I don't think any issues with him though. Max GT UK again with a 111.7 will most likely be getting eliminated here in Q2. Top 10 going to Q3, and he will seemingly like the one of two drivers to be getting eliminated here today. Unfortunate for him, but there's a very, very fast grid here in Tier 1. DXSinio, what? This is going to be interesting to see how fast can DXSinio go on mediums. This will be a very good indication of how the top drivers can sort of perform on these mediums, and if it's worth it to maybe go out on mediums if I haven't been out on either gotten a lap time on softs already. Although if I were to give a prediction, I reckon no one will really be able to start on mediums. Maybe Half Shot or JT Gelato, if they tried, maybe they could be able to start on mediums, but still it's going to be a risk to try that. As he crosses the line, DXSinio 109.9 on mediums, only 2/10 off the Roy and soft, so that's a pretty good lap. It's a pretty good lap, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get him into Q3. If it does, it's going to be just barely. Head Bumpier is going to be up next, or Busman Pickle actually. No, Head Bumpier will be the next driver to set a lap unless he invalidates it through Sector 3. I haven't seen anyone invalidated through this kind of chicane here in the beginning of Sector 3, which I was expecting to see a lot more people invalidating coming it through over there. Maybe, you know, cutting that corner too much, but everyone seems to be keeping it clean and tidy. Head Bumpier coming through nicely off the final corner. 109.4 up into third. Not bad from Head Bumpier. Probably can go slightly faster, but still not bad. Should be a lap time that keeps him safe here in Q2. I say that Faxon with a lap time of 109.1 and probably would be safe in Q1. Sorry, in Q2 is on another out lap. So who knows? Maybe he's on a fresher set of softs, and maybe he's got more pace. Maybe the pace. Maybe the lap time he set was on an older set of soft tires of the 109.1. We'll just have to wait and see. Martin, Half Shot Ferry, Serb Wolf all out on the track. Serb Wolf invalidated. and I don't think he's gonna have fuel for another go round. Just have to see this into the pits. No, he doesn't. So I think he's fancying his chances for another lap here around in Zandvoort in the Netherlands. Hofstra Ferry placed second in Q1. Going to be interesting to see where he can go. Merv Martin as well, a strong driver. A basic guarantee of finishing in the top 5, Merv Martin. Question is, Quentin de Game, fastest sector 2, where's he gonna place? And it's clean, it's valid, its DRS is open, and the run down to the finish line. Up into first, 108.8, matching Hofstra Ferry's original time, but Hofstra Ferry comes through with a 108.7, improving on that lap time we saw in Q1. But that means now we've had 3 drivers enter the 108s, but still no one really on the pace of JT Gelato, who hit that 108.5. Hofstra Ferry around 2 tenths off. Still 2 tenths can make a world of difference here in Formula 1. I realize Bosman Pickle 110.3 on mediums is an 8th, DXSinio in 7th on his lap time in mediums, with KCDB, Serwolf and JT Gelato all left to do laps. Only 2 people get eliminated, and now Max GT UK, who improved to 111.0, to be fair to him, big improvement, but nonetheless still probably will get eliminated. DXSinio, if he's lucky, he's going to be safe on those mediums, but he's gonna need to be lucky. It really all depends on the pace of KCDB and Serwolf. Hell, even Bosman Pickle actually might be fine with enough luck. But so far, it seems like the people that will get eliminated will be Max GT UK and then probably either Bosman Pickle or KCDB. I'm not so sure though, it depends how much faster the softs are than the mediums, because if they're 4 tenths faster, then Bosman Pickle's got a chance of passing the DXSinio, who's, to be fair, on an outlap on softs, so he's not going to be risking that elimination. He could have afforded to go out a couple minutes later though to see what happens. Serwolf has moved up into 7th, 109.6 on the soft tire compound, and JT Gelato, KCDB both on laps. And both of the drivers about to finish their laps. JT Gelato is going to be the first out of them two. Up into first again with a 108.5. 2 very strong laps from JT Gelato. And KCDB only up into 11th with a 110.3. And Bosman Pickle could risk it. He could say, you know what, I'm going to hope for the best and hope these mediums allow me to not get eliminated, with KCDB only around like 40 milliseconds off Bosman Pickle. So really basically nothing, so he could risk it. DXSinio, if he wanted to, could back off this lap and not do a lap time on softs, because he'd probably go through. Well, it seems like he's going to stick with his lap on softs, goes up into 4th with a 108.9. So he is definitely going to be safe. So Bosman Pickle at risk of elimination. Max GT UK is on and out lap, throwing his all into here in Q2. He has already improved to 111.0, which is nice to see, but he needs to improve by around another 7 to 8 tenths if he wants any chance of getting into Q3, which is no mean feat. Case to be invalidated his lap again, so he's going to have to quickly rush in and rush back out to try and get past Bosman Pickle. Actually, he's retired from the session, which I was not expecting to see. So he must have thought, you know what, can't go faster than that. Actually, I think I know what KCDB thought. Actually, KCDB was like, even if I do make it to Q3, I'm probably not going to go higher than 10th or 9th, so might as well start in 11th on a proper tire compound on the optimal strategy than start in 10th or 9th on new softs, which is fair enough, a smart strategy from KCDB. So Bossman Pickle seems to be safe from elimination in 10th, and the Exosinio has been safe as well to start on those mediums, but it looks like Bossman Pickle is going to be the only driver to start on mediums in top 10. Unless Max GT UK has got something to say about it, but does not seem like he does, as he seems to have gone into the gravel during his lap and is going very slowly. So he does not have time to go into the pits and back out probably. I mean, he just might. It's a risk. He might be able to. Why couldn't I see his? Oh, there we go. He might just be able to re-enter the pits and go back out. I don't know if he's got enough time for it. We're going to have to wait and see what he does. He does enter the pits, so it's probably an all-out rush to get back out. He's got a minute to do so. But unfortunately, the animation takes so painfully long. He's going to need to do a hot lap of an out lap if he wants to have any chance. I see Serbuff's on a hot lap as well. No real need apart from last minute practice though, because Bossman Pickle's in the pits, and if I were him I would not go out. Because no disrespect to Max GT UK, but I do highly doubt that he will be improving by 7/10 to go up into 10th. Bumpy is also on a hot lap. Oh, and I didn't even really clock that. When I said the Exosinio got 108.9, I hadn't even clocked that the Exosinio also managed to get into the 108. So good stuff from the Exosinio. And Max GT UK has been able to get on an outlap, but he cannot make a mistake on this outlap, or else he won't be able to set a lap time. Serbuff gonna cross the line, gets a 109.2. I'm not sure if that was lap time he already had. I think I'm pretty sure he improved on it. And Head Bumpy up into 4th, also into the 108, 108.9. And the last driver left on the track can still set a lap unless Serbuff or Head Bumpy have another go. Is this man right here, Max GT UK. Currently looks like he's gonna get eliminated. Needs to improve by 7/10 on his next lap to go through to Q3. Can he do it? All eyes lay on this man right here. He can't afford to make any mistakes. He has to try and make the best lap of his entire life. And this is going to be a very big challenge indeed. Comes through turn 1. Managing to seemingly keep it pretty nice. Not pushing too much though. He's got nothing to lose at this point. Might as well put it balls to the wall. It's going to be interesting to see how his Sector 1 timings are. He's about to cross the Sector 1 timing line. Ooh, and he's down by a 10th. Definitely not the pace that he's looking for. Now needs to improve by 8/10 at least in Sector 2 and Sector 3. He's using DRS for a second. I thought that rear wing wasn't open. I didn't manage to clock his Sector 2 times, but it does not seem to be the fastest lap. Who knows though? Maybe he's gonna cheekily improve by 7/8. And unfortunately, he was unable to. Was at 111.3, fastest lap time of Max 111.0. So him and KCDB will be getting eliminated, but KCDB with the smart strategy of starting in 11th rather than starting in 10th tonight. So a respectable move from him. Bossman Pickle starting in 10th on mediums. Only driver to do so. Puts himself in a good position. The Exosinio also would have been able to, but he decided to not just get another lap on softs. only just under 0.2 of a second between JT Gelato and Haas first. So who knows? Maybe JT Gelato does not get pole position, although that will be a hard thing for someone to pull off. And now we enter Q3. 10 people left. And this is where drivers give it the roll. They'll probably use one set of used tires for their first lap and then a set of fresh tires in their second run. And so, Tan 12-12, first man out, followed closely by the Roy. Does get thirsty, you know, commentating. So, other people on outlaps: Merv Martin, Serbwolf, JT Gelato, all on outlaps. Het Bumpé as well. Once again, I'd like to mention this is Het Bumpé, the Roy and Martin's home track, the Dutch GP. So they will obviously be looking to do as well as they can here today. And I'm going to be sending an invite to Martin's. Slowly starting to get used to it. Still sounds a bit weird though. But I sent him an extra invite. So now, almost every driver is on an out lap or a hot lap. Only Dixosinho still in the pits. Tan 12-12 coming through sector 3. The first person to set a lap here in Q3, and what's it gonna be? Opens up DRS, and it is a 109.2, not his fastest lap, but still a decent lap. Deroy 109.3, pretty unexpected, a good lap from him. Merv Martin again with the 108.8, strong lap, but unfortunately 108.8 won't be bagging him any pole positions, as 108.5 is still the time to beat, unless JT Gelato is not able to produce a 108.5 here in Q3. Never mind, he comes through with the 108.4 instead. An even new faster lap time for JT Gelato. 4/10 ahead of Merv Martin. Serbwolf 109.4. Faxland half shot. Both drivers will be looking to stake their claim for pole position. Both drivers haven't been able to show such a good pace, although Hofstad's been close. Only 108.9, one of his slower end of laps here. But I reckon they're used tires. For his sake, I'm hoping they're used tires, and so that he'll be able to get closer to JT Gelato on his second run, and who knows, maybe even overtake him for pole. Faxon gonna cross the line next. 109.1 up into 4th, just barely ahead of Het Bumpier. And DXSinho still in the pit, coming on his outlap now. I wonder if this is his fresh set of tires or if he will be going for 2 runs. And this is still his used set. I say that, I'm just remembering you get a fresh set of tires in Q3, so... Thinking about it, that was actually probably a lap time from Halfshot on a fresh set of tires. Bosman Pickles going through with a 109.4. Again, 20 milliseconds only off Sir Wolf, who is in 8th. And now DXSinho will be starting his lap. Only driver not to set a lap yet. Coming through nicely in sector 3. And DXSinho 108.9. We're seeing a few lap times here in the 108.9.8 region. And DXSinho up into 3rd. Tan1212 is retired from the session, and he seems to have done it on track as well. Gonna go quickly on board with DXSinho. He seems to have spun. That is a pretty common place to spin actually on Zandvoort. If you get power down wrongly and you steer a bit too much, you will find yourself spinning into the wall, and that's what Tan1212 has done. So he'll be starting 7th for lower. Definitely won't be happy with the spin. Bosman Pickle currently in 10th, 10th off of Sir Wolf and Deroy. So the slight improvement, as long as Sir Wolf and Deroy don't improve, who knows, maybe Bosman Pickle could be starting up in a cheeky 8th place. But then as well, Deroy and Sir Wolf both the 10th off of Tan1212, who had found himself a 10th off of Faxel and Het Bumpier. A bit of a pattern here. But then they themselves found themselves, again, to be fair, they found themselves only around 2/10 off of DXSinho and Halfshot Ferry, who's 10th. They are 10th off of Merv Martin, but then 4/10 between Merv Martin and JT Gelato, who is in 1st. As he comes through and sets an even faster lap time for provisional pole, JT Gelato with a 108.3. And can anybody step up to this man here in Zandvoort? Halfshot Fair was the only one who we saw get close to JT Gelato, but he's still in the pits. And I do excitedly wait for his next lap, but I don't think he is going to be able to beat that 108.3. Would be pretty insane if he does, though. Let's talk about constructor standings. McLaren seem to be the only constructor with both of their teammates in Q3. They are 1st in the Drivers' Championship, 2nd are Haas. I'm going to once again invite Martins. Shame about the connection though. So yeah, McLaren will be looking to extend their lead with a very good qualifying showing. Hopefully they'll be able to get a good race on and further extend their first place here in our constructor standings in TRL. Merv Martin now coming through on what is probably going to be his final lap of Q3. He is in second. Oh wait, never mind. While I was inviting Merv Martin went and scored a very nice 108.5, which I must admit is a very good lap. Only 2/10 off of JT Gelato, who is coming out for one more outlap. And if you can improve onto that 108.3, it will be very, very, very insane. But Merv Martin, very good chunk from him, 108.5. Half shot Ferry, going to be very interested what he can pull off. Dixasinho on an outlap as well. We saw in fact the two McLarens that come out together. Faxon on an outlap, Het Bumpier on a lap, along with De Roy, Serbov, and Bosman Pickle. And out of the lot, Het Bumpier is going to be the first one to cross the line. Currently stands at 6th place. 109.1. Faxon ahead of him also with a 109.1. Where can Het Bumpier go? Rounds the final corner. He's kept it valid. He opens DRS. Final lap for Het Bumpier here. Qualifying. Up nicely into third. 108.6. Good lap from Het Bumpier. Next we see Bosman Pickle down in 10th. Stays in 10th, 109.3, able to improve but not enough to up his positions. De Roy I think improved to a 109.0 up into 6th. Dixasinho crossing the line to start his lap. Now JT Gelato as well will be starting his lap. They're going to be the last two takers for hot laps. Half Shot Ferry is round and round spinning. Half Shot Ferry currently in third, 108.6. Who, to be fair, I think improved on his lap time at 108.6, but definitely won't have another chance for another lap. But 108.6, still very good, and starting in third, also very good indeed. I just realized Mercedes also have two drivers here in Q3, currently in third and 8th. But Serbov could improve. He's set to 109.1. Faxon, going to be very interesting to see if Faxon can improve with that from that 109.1. We'll definitely want him to up places and get closer to the top 3 so he can get some more points for the Drivers' Championship. He's going to cross the line in a few mere moments. Faxland only up into 6th, 109.007, not even to be able to break into the 108s. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good lap. Well, the pace from the top 5 has been pretty phenomenal. 108.7. JT Gelato's got and improved again. Someone stop this man. 108.2. 3/10 out of Merv Martin, who's in second. And Serbov, the last person who's going to be setting a lap actually. Funny enough, never mind, he's going to be entering the pits. I thought there was no one else that's going to be setting a lap. And JT Gelato, the last man to set a lap, gets pole position once more with a 108.2. And that rounds up Q3, ladies and gents. I would like to congratulate JT Gelato, obviously. I mean, insane pace, really. Up in first, and if it follows the trends of JT's pole positions, he'll probably be around 3 seconds ahead already by, or 2 seconds ahead by like lap 1 or 2. And if that trend follows, you could see JT Gelato winning yet another race here in Season 2 of TRL. But you scrap that. It's pretty close then between the rest of the drivers. Martin Hofstra, Ferry, Het Bumpy, Dixie Sinio definitely will be fighting all together. And hey, even Martin Hofstra, Ferry, and Het Bumpy, they're all still pretty close to JT Gelato. Faxlin, Roy, Serbuff, that'll probably be an interesting fight as well. Tan 1212 and Busman Pickle. That could be a good fight too. Just have to wait and see. And now it's time for the formation lap. Where luckily, in Season 2 especially, drivers have been more consistent at getting disqualified during the formation lap. It's been nice to see. I think we had a disqualification in our last race though, but it's fine. Definitely been more consistent. I'd like to wish all drivers luck. I'd like to wish Max a bit of extra luck. He will be starting down in 14th, I think. And with Martins behind him, because he unfortunately crashed with his pedals being all wrong. Not many people ready for this from sorting out the strategy. The session's about to start, so formation lap it is. "13 drivers here today." 13? Wait, 13 drivers? What? I could have sworn we were more than 13. Were we not 14 drivers? Hey, I'm going insane. I know Leclerc 109 was meant to join, but I thought we would have put this up into 15 drivers, but I was wrong on that. Only 13 drivers. Very annoying. The lack of numbers, but hey, what can you do about it? Very big gaps between Hofstra, Ferry and Het Bumpy. JT would definitely be wanting to slow down and let the rest of the pack catch up. There's even Martins as well. Way behind Max GT UK. And JT Gelato's gonna have freezing tires by the time Martins, finds his grid slot. Just casually ignoring the disqualification between KCDB and GT UK. Drivers lining up to their grid slots. There's going to be an interesting rundown into turn 1. Zandvoort, known for very early collisions here in lap 1, sector 1. Will not be surprised if we see some form of incident go down. It's lights out and away we go. I don't know why Het Bumpy left so early. He's left the session, so I need to invite Het Bumpy back actually, but I can't do it instantaneously. Drivers actually kept it pretty clean through turn 1. Very surprised by that. I think the drivers side by side down in the middle of the pack, and it's all actually been clean. I haven't even seen a piece of front wing fly, and this has been absolutely brilliant by TRL drivers. Martin's up 3 places. I'm gonna have to quickly invite JT Gelato, Head Bumpier back because he's left the session. Dixie up a place. Unfortunately, we had to miss. So the start, very, very annoying. And I've invited him back. He hasn't joined back yet. But drivers, yeah, seemingly have kept it clean all throughout. I haven't seen anyone with wing oh, never mind. I see some wing damage from Max GT UK, and probably going to be an early pit stop. As JT Gelato sets fast after the race, going quickly. So what Max GT does, he's going down to the pits, early pit stop. Who knows, maybe he can stop under the hards and bamboozle everyone with some lap 1 strategy. Serbulf and Bossman all getting past that bumpy head. Bumpy still not being able to join back yet. I've invited him. He just hasn't joined. I did. So I've invited them back again. Pit stop strategy, 1 or 2 stops. And he has joined back. I wish him the best of luck, because he has the biggest comeback race TRL is gonna see. Down in 12th. He's gonna have a lot of time to gain. But he is fast. 2 seconds ahead of him is KCDB. DX is already up 3. A blasting start from DX. Seeing yellow flags in sector 3. It's Max GT UK. Ooh, he swapped onto the mediums. REC is probably then looking for a bit of a 2-stop strategy, unless he thinks the mediums can last till the end. And now it's definitely time to see the interval gap. I'm just clocking though that I'm not seeing anything on the timing boards, and I don't think actually any fights are really going on. Drivers seem to be pretty well spaced out. DRS at least is on, as we see Martins now go around the outside of Bossman Pickle. Martin, and manages to get the move down. Bossman Pickle will look at fight back, trying to force himself down the inside. Bit of a NASCAR though, with a bit of a bump and shove, but not able to get past. Front wing as well looks intact, which is nice to see. And Martin's ahead of Bossman Pickle in 8th. And yeah, it's almost a train forming here. Luckily though, TX has been able to stick within JT Gelato, and Martins and Bossman Pickle fighting off once more. Gotta remember, Bossman's on medium, so he's on a slower tire compound to everyone else around him. And is able to now stick ahead of Martins. And whilst these two are fighting off, Tanto of 12 just spectating right behind them, looking to pounce on any mistake one of the two make and get ahead of them. Faxlin is in 5th, I think up into 5th. And who do I think was today to blame between Bottas or Russell? You know, I'm really not too sure about that, as Faxlin's getting really close to Half-Shot Ferry. I'm really not too sure who's to blame between Bottas or Russell. I mean, Russell, he just... I thought he clipped the grass just barely, and I don't think he even clipped the grass. I think he went in that like literally that tiny gap between the white line and the grass. I still don't get why he really spun out. I mean, I saw some people arguing that Bottas didn't leave him enough room, but I don't really think it's much of the case. I think I lean it towards more being Russell's fault. Nonetheless, unfortunate for both of them being out of the race. Hamilton got lucky for sure though. I mean, a safety car and red flag, obviously. It's very definitely helped him a lot to gain, you know, go back onto the lead lap and all of that jazz. For those of you watching that can, you know, type away that aren't racing, what do you think of the Bottas Russell incident? What do you even think of the GP today? It was pretty interesting. It was a pretty nice race to watch. Norris and McLaren and Ferrari in general, both of them had pretty good races. It was a intense race, you know, people spinning out in Acqua Minerale and all of that. It was a fun race all around. Faxon still keeping within DRS distance of Half-Shot Ferry. Dixie as well. Merv Martin with the fastest lap of the race, who's almost within striking distance of Dixie as well. Martins and Boston Pickle still fighting it out. Tan 12-12 still spectating the battle between the pair. Merv Martin here is in a bit of a challenge to McLaren ahead of him for the race lead, no less. "30 laps left to go in this Netherlands Grand Prix. Swing a bit back down to the midfield. Martins and Bosman Pickle. Oh, took a gander down the inside. Too far back though. It's a bit of a risky corner to do a dive bomb in, since it's a chicane, you know. You might just take off your front wing or the person you're trying to overtake. So it's risky for a dive bomb, and in fact he did back out twice of his. Bosman Pickle almost lost the rear end and saved it. This could allow Martins to pounce on the mistake, but he's seen Bosman Pickle still though seems to be way too far ahead for Martins to even consider a move. And the DRS assisting him though. Nonetheless, 3 seconds between Offshot and Merv Martin. Merv Martin still right behind Dexacinio and JT Gelato. Dexacinio able to keep behind JT Gelato very well as well. DRS obviously helping with that. And Faxon still behind Offshot Ferry. Headbumpier still on a slow recovery. Almost within DRS range though of KCDB. And that will once he gets that DRS, it'll definitely help to overtake and gain a slight amount of time. Seeing yellow flags in Sector 1, I think it's Max GT UK. It is unfortunately. He is striding along though, and I do wish him luck. Hopefully a bit of less spinning out. He has already pit though, but still with 50 seconds behind, he is like 1 or 2 pit stops behind the rest of the field. Headbumpier, KCDB fighting it out. Around the outside goes Headbumpier. KCDB want to try fight it back down the inside. Ooh, had to back out, did not want to risk hitting Headbumpier and ruining the race for the both of them, as he almost loses the rear end, but he manages to save it. KCDB now down in 12th, and Headbumpier's run continues. Gotta catch up 2 seconds to 10th. 10, 12, 12 ahead. Oop, 10, 12, 12, and Martins fighting it out. Down the inside went Martins. He was able to stick it out as well in 10, 12, 12. Has to just slot in behind Martins, and that was a very slick move from Martins. Very well done. DeRoy, Faxland, still lined up behind Half Shot. Merv Martin, right behind DXS still. And JT Gelato is happy that there's the buffer of DXS between himself and Merv Martin, because once the DXS and Merv Martin fight, that's gonna probably allow JT Gelato to escape from the 1 second range from either of them, whoever comes out on top in that battle, and might allow him to escape. So JT will probably be glad once those two battle it out. All that JT is hoping for is that DXS won't be able to make a move on JT before Merv Martin's able to make a move on the DXS. Faxland with an early pit stop on lap 10. Don't think he's got wing damage. He doesn't. He's swapping on the hards. An interesting strategy. Gonna be interesting to see if this pays off. That one stop strategy. Down in 12th he is. Only around 4 seconds behind KCDB. And Het Bumpier is basically caught up to Tan 12-12. Those 2 seconds caught up pretty quickly. Still has a lot of ground to make up though. DXS not really giving much care that his teammates ahead. He wants that first place. He wants to win this race. But unfortunately he's going to be too far back on this occasion to do it. JT Gelato enters the pits, so DXS is going to have to absolutely smash this lap out of the park if he wants any chance of coming ahead of his teammate once once he decides to pit. DeRoy and Half Shot Ferry also pitting. I'm going to go on board. Well, on board, at least spectating DXS to see. JT Gelato came out in 5th, and he's got a lot of drivers behind him. Tan 12-12, Martins, Het Bumpier, all right behind JT Gelato. A battle for 6th between these three. A very nice battle as well. But now DXS is going to pit this lap. I'm almost inclined to say that JT Gelato, if anything, has gained time on his fresh set of hards. So he might come out further out of the DXS than the DXS would have wanted. Merv Martin also enters the pitch. He's going to have to wait and see. JT Gelato, first 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's going to have to wait and see where these two come out. DXS is coming out of the pits. And JT Gelato is coming down the straight. And I think, and JT Gelato is indeed going to come out ahead of DXS and Merv Martin. And this is going to be very, very beneficial for JT Gelato, because not only has JT Gelato come out ahead of both DXS and Merv Martin, they have come up with traffic in between them. So Merv Martin's got a lot of gaining. Not only does he have gaining to do, but he also needs to bump and weave his way through the traffic ahead. And DXS is going to get past Bosman Pickle as well. And now JT Gelato is going out of DRS range. And this is very good for JT Gelato's chances of winning this race. Merv Martin will be hoping Het Bumpier and Martins, DXS all pit. He'll be hoping that Het Bumpier and Martins will be pitting as quickly as possible, so he can come right behind DXS again, or well, gain time. And DXS needs to make quick work of Bosman Pickle as quickly as possible, because Bosman Pickle is already almost 2 seconds behind Bosman Pickle. A bit of swerving, but so far I think it was legal. And DXS though unable to make a lunge down the inside and still struggling behind Bosman Pickle. And now Martin's KCDB enters the pit. That's one less overtake needing to be done for Merv Martin. And Merv Martin looking down the inside of Het Bumpier. I'm not entirely convinced that Bumpier didn't let Merv Martin through on that occasion. But he is 2.2 seconds behind the Exasinio, and that's a lot of time to gain. But he seems to be focused and he seems to be trotting along nicely, so he might be able to regain that time. The Exasinio desperately needs to get past Bosman Pickle. It looks like he's going to take a lunge down the inside. They're side by side. He's going to be able to do it. Down the inside they go, and he manages to slot ahead of Bosman Pickle. And now he needs to gain 2.8 seconds on JT Gelato. No easy feat, and JT Gelato has around 20%, 15% more ERS than the Exasinio. So this is definitely going to be very hard, because the Exasinio is not going to have any DRS assistance either, you know, to gain that time. And this is when JT Gelato can really disappear from the rest of the field. Merv Martin gaining time as well on Bosman Pickle. Obviously Bosman Pickle 14 lap old mediums. A bit of Max. You want to see what Max? Sure, we can show a bit of Max. Currently down in Turffiend. Had to pit early because he lost a bit of front wing, unfortunately, and then he spun around small spins twice. He's down 40 seconds. Very unlucky race, not gonna lie. He almost lost the rear end again. He probably could have. He was the slowest in qualifying. However, if he had a good start, which unfortunately he didn't, he might have had some battles versus KCDB. Hey, he's your son. That's nice to know. I think his pace would definitely be a lot more suited for Tier 2 rather than Tier 1. So JT Gelato sets the fastest lap of the race on hards, and the Exasinio has been losing time instead of gaining. And Bosman Pickle now enters the pit, so Merv Martin won't be needing to do any extra overtakes. But yeah, I think his pace would be a lot more suited for Tier 2. And I'm actually curious to see how well he would do in Tier 2, because I think his pace would be right around bang on for them. Well, yeah, he's probably nervous, but oh, his KCDB's retired from the session. He seems to have spun out actually on. He's got a virtual safety car. Gonna quickly go on board with JT Gelato. I don't think he's gonna be able to catch what happened to KCDB. Probably lost the rear end coming out of the final corner. Virtual safety car as well in such a precarious position. Pretty interesting, but track's cleared. Obviously it is a game, but in real life that would most definitely be a full-on safety car. And Thunderbale, I think that's Thunderbale, at least in the comments. 1 Tier 2, 1-2 in the end for McLaren. That's very good. Honestly, if we adopted I'm in a league and CRL, if they adopted a strategy where Constructors Championships are the combination of both tiers, McLaren would be dominating. I mean, they're currently 1-2 in Tier 1, 1-2 for Tier 2. Definitely been some constructor domination. And I was saying, yeah, while Max could probably be a bit nervous, the Tier 1 pace here is absolutely insane. Like, yeah, this Tier 1 pace is JT Gelato, yep, making his way through, and had Bumpier in the pits. Oh, actually just coming out of the pits, and wonder where he's going to come out. I think slotting in behind Tan 12 is where he's going to come out, and Martins is going to be just around behind the both of them. Yeah, no, the Tier 1 pace in TRL is absolutely insane. I mean, JT Gelato's pace is probably just under esports level, just to give a comparison of how fast TRL is. So it's no disrespect to your son, but it's competition here and very fast drivers. Faxlin, and he's got DeRoy's company right behind him. DeRoy doing very well in his, well, it is his home race, sure, but he's doing very well competing against Faxlin, no less. Who still finds himself behind Halfshot Ferry. He's been behind Halfshot Ferry for the majority of this race and is still unable to get past. At this rate, DeRoy and Serbov as well, hanging on right behind Faxlin. This is a battle for fourth. 4 drivers battling for fourth. The Exasinio, Merv Martin still around about the same positions, same times as they were. JT Gelato though hasn't been able to really escape from the Exosinio, but the Exosinio hasn't not been able to gain either. Boston Pickle, fastest lap of the race. Had Bumpy and Tanto of 12, battling it out. Oh, that was interesting actually. Had Bumpy was able to get past Tan before the corner even comes, thanks to DRS. And now Head Bumpy is still marching on. Faxon, 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings, the track limits. Head Bumpy marching along on in 9th place. Still got a lot of ground to make up. We take a quick look at position changes. He's still down 5. And down 5, that means 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. He needs to go back up into 4th if he wants to at least make up the positions you know, that he qualified on. And that is, you know, once he gets past Boston Pickle, that's still pretty much to get. Oh, and actually Faxon, I think that's Faxon that's hit the wall. Actually, no, Faxon did not hit the wall. I saw some front wing fly though, and I don't know who that front wing's off. Faxon is going very slowly though. But his front wing looks intact, and I was convinced I saw some front wing fly there. As a fact, I'm seeing a lot of drivers enter the pits. There's Serbolf entering for a new front wing. Half-Shot Fair with a double stack, losing a lot of time. And Faxon as well, I think. New front wing. This is a brilliant camera angle. Thanks, game. No new front wing, because no way a front wing change stop is that quick. Well, it was definitely a lot of weirdness that happened through there. And they probably lost a lot of time. Half-Shot Ferry, I feel very bad for Half-Shot Ferry. Lost so much time on that double stack. And you know, he had a good chance. But yeah, I think it was actually Half-Shot that might have damaged the swing and gone wide, because you know Faxon and Serbolf are now both ahead of Half-Shot Ferry, and no, they were the one, and Half-Shot Ferry was the one that they were trying to get past. But hey, there's good stuff for Head Bumpy. JT Gelato once again, fast lap of the race. Marv Martin losing time to Dixosinio, and yeah, Head Bumpy up into 6th, needs to gain 2 seconds on Boston Pickle, who's right behind actually DeRoy, using that banking to his advantage right on his tail, goes round the outside of DeRoy, and DeRoy actually entering the pits, and Boston Pickle getting past, and Head Bumpy on those mediums. Ooh, I just realized though, Head Bumpy will probably be needing to stop again, probably need to make that second stop soon, but a lot the drivers around him as well will need to make that second stop soon, so he's actually still in a decent stop. I'm going to be curious to see where Serbolf, Faxon and Half-Shot Ferry come out once the rest of the field pits. And Faxon right behind Serbolf. And not a lot of fights going on, it's just Faxon, really and truly just Faxon behind Serbolf. And yeah, not a lot going on. Faxon obviously losing DRS's advantage to try get past Serbolf, but really not being able to. I'm going to be curious to see, as Half-Shot Ferry gets fastest lap of the race, 111.3 on mediums. I'm going to be curious to see where Head Bumpy comes out once he pits. And you know, if Serbolf, Faxon and those guys will be able to come out ahead of Head Bumpy or not. Head Bumpy though still making gains, catching up to Boston Pickle, almost within DRS distance. And now he does indeed have DRS. He's definitely going to be challenging for 4th through this corner, but That did allow him to catch up a lot. And we could see him make a cheeky move in a few corners time. If not though, that turn 1 DRS zone will probably allow him to get past. There's also the DRS zone between Sector 2 and Sector 3, which could come in handy, but normally not an overtaking position. I'm seeing yellow flags in Sector 1. And it was not Max, so not another unfortunate spin. I think Faxon must have done something wrong, definitely Faxon did something wrong, as he's fallen like 3.5 seconds behind Serbov, so he lost around 3 seconds. And once again with De Roy now right on his tail, and I am very curious as to what Faxon did wrong. Probably a bit of a spin, some oversteer. Front wing looks intact though, which he'll be relieved about. And Hetbumpie now coming up to this DRS zone, a start-finish straight, where I said that he could probably make a lunge, but he is very far back. I know DRS is strong and Slipstream is strong, but he is too far back indeed to make a move, and he's gonna need to wait one more lap to get past Bossman Pickle. He's got a lot more ARS though than Bossman, so he could afford to waste some to maybe get past a bit earlier on, or maybe try a cheeky move in the second DRS zone. This DRS zone does not really prove very useful to, you know, make a lunge down into the chicane. I've only seen a move happen here once this race, and Hetbumpie in fact was not able to make a move. He was too far back, and he'll be hoping to get a really good exit through the final corner. I think him and Bossman go around about equal exits. He's going to open up DRS. Bossman Pickle going down the inside, so he does not give Hetbumpie any sort of slipstream. And again, Hetbumpie really conserving ERS and not getting past Bossman Pickle. Bossman Pickle obviously holding him up, and eventually though Hetbumpie will be needing to make that second stop, probably going to come soon. Ooh, Bossman Pickle, a bit of a lock up. Hetbumpie though still not able to really take advantage. He's still just right there. He's right behind Bossman Pickle, but still unable to get past. Bossman Pickle touched a piece of the gravel, but not enough to slow him down for Hetbumpie to get past either. Obviously Bossman Pickle is on soft tire compound, so that does make Hetbumpie's life slightly bit harder, but he's definitely got the pace to go ahead of Bossman Pickle. He just needs to use it, which he really isn't. As in fact, he is not really throwing that car into overtake and not getting past Bossman Pickle. In the meantime, Faxland's gained the second to Serbwolf. The Roy's still right behind Faxland. The Exasinio's fallen 5.5 seconds behind JT Gelato. And Merv Martin though only 2 seconds behind the Exasinio, making a bit of a catch up. Still, that does place him 7 seconds behind JT Gelato though. Hetbumpie almost looked down the inside. He's going to maybe look around the outside. Bossman Pickle blocks the outside, and Hetbumpie trying to go down. Sorry, Bossman Pickle blocked the inside. Hetbumpie was looking around the outside, but was not able to get past yet again. Not really being ballsy to overtake, not wasting any ERS either. And now he's pretty close behind Bossman Pickle. He's got the RS, he's going to be able to get past him in the straight, not even needing to fight him in the corner. Gets past him nice and clean. Up into fourth, Hetbumpie. 18.8 seconds behind Merv Martin. And this has been a brilliant comeback race from Het Bumpier. Unfortunately, he needed to make this whole comeback, because imagine he just had a normal race. You could be seeing him fighting for third or so. Faxon, De Roy side by side. De Roy trying to get past Faxon, but Faxon not letting him. Giving him just barely enough room to make his move, but De Roy unable to get past. Thanks for joining Game Tech. See you next week. We race every Sunday. Tier 2, 7:30 PM BST, and Tier 1, 8 PM BST. As the battle between De Roy and Faxon still continues. Oh, my bad, I accidentally pressed the PS button and took the stream quickly to the menu. Might join yourself, would be nice to have you along. Yeah, just tell your son to message me and I can send you the invite link to our Discord. And De Roy, as we do need drivers right now. As you can see, only 13 drivers racing in Tier 1. Although we did have like 5 drivers that couldn't make it today, but still, that still leaves 3 free slots. De Roy still behind Faxland. Het Bumpier, if anything, losing time to Murph Martin, who's also been losing time to Dixosinio, who's been around about in the same boats. 5.8 seconds behind JT Gelato. Not a lot happening. Boston Pickle actually pretty close to Serbuth, but oh. So that got a quick phone call as Boston Pickle managing to make a very nice move down the inside of Serbuth. Pretty decent race here from Boston Pickle. Take a quick look at position change. He's up 3. Halfshot Ferry down 8. Definitely. Yeah, he was the one that had to change his front wing, and I think even Faxon might have had to, or Serbuth. I don't think they did though. I think Halfshot was the only one. Very unfortunate for him. And take a look at position changes. Others. Martins is up 7. Very strong race from Martins. 10, 12, 12, up 4. Het Bumpier, beautiful comeback race from 12th. Found his way back up to 4th. Dixosinio as well, up 3. Could this be some newfound pace from Martins? Maybe it's some fresh race pace. Maybe it's just the fact that it's his home GP. But still some good stuff from him. Currently racing pretty much by himself with Boston Pickle, 4 seconds behind, and Tanto of 12, 6, almost 7 seconds ahead. Serbuth's just still right behind Boston Pickle. Another thing of that position without the fight. Faxon's back into the pits. Puts on some softs. Yeah, and Faxon I don't think had the most optimal strategy around here today. I remember he had put on the hards and then swapped onto the mediums, and is now on the soft as he goes pretty wide into turn 1. Sorry, not turn 1. That would be turn 2, 3 and 4, I guess. Turn 2 and 3 mainly. JT Gelato again with the fastest lap of the race on the hards. And that was it wasn't that meant to be Faxon's strategy, I guess. You go onto the hards and stick with them, because I'm pretty sure he didn't change his front wing when he stopped, so not exactly sure why the pit stop. Maybe he thought the hards just weren't it. Now he finds himself down in 11th, second in the Drivers' Championship, first in the Drivers' Championship, finds himself in first. Big points difference between the two. Faxon will not be very pleased about this. In the meantime, though, Murph Martin, third in the driver's standings, finds himself in third, and I'm pretty sure with the points as if they were to finish now, as there's only 6-7 laps to go, he would actually move up into second ahead of Faxon, I'm pretty sure, with the way things stand. Pretty nice stuff from him. For a second I thought it was someone on the grass, but I did not. Drivers slowly accumulating 3-second time penalties for multiple warnings. Serbolf still around half a second behind Bosman Pickle, obviously using DRS's assistance to his advantage, but just not able to get past. As Bosman Pickle is on fresh softs, and Serbolf 11 lap old mediums. Faxon, fastest lap of the race. That'll give him a nice extra 2 points. 110.8. I think I was 3/10 faster than JT Gelato's fastest lap. Murph Martin able to close the gap slightly between himself and the Exosinio. The Exosinio, though, slowly losing more and more time to JT Gelato, but not in the fashion we've seen in some races where, you know, JT's gaining around the second lap. Pompier as well. I think slowly losing time to Murph Martin, but still good comeback race from him. Really the only battle realistically between Serbolf and Bosman Pickle. They're only 2 people within a second of each other. And then the closest battle between after that would be Faxon and Halfshot, Bosman and Martins, and Murph Martin and the Exosinio. But with, what, 6 laps to go, I don't really think we're going to be seeing much action between these 3. As I just realized, KCB's only just now, excuse me, left the session. I don't know if he was actually watching the race from the, you know, from the actual server. I do doubt it, but if he was, props to him. Serbolf just still lingering, half a second behind Bosman Pickle. A good job from Serbolf to be able to stick within the RS range of freshly soft tires Bosman Pickle. But I'm pretty sure if it weren't for the 2 DRS zones, he would be falling further and further back. Bosman Pickle is gaining though on Martins, almost within a second, almost within that second to be able to use DRS. And Faxland as well, almost within a second of Halfshot Ferry. And if Murph Martin has anything left in the tank, ERS levels are pretty much the same, but if he's got anything left in the tank, any miraculous moves of wonder to do, this is the time. He's still that 2 seconds behind the Exosinio, but with around 3.5 laps left to go, he's got to push. He really has got to push if he wants any chance of picking up second place. And unfortunately for the Exosinio, not able to stay within that 3-second range of JT Gelato, so he won't be able to pick up first place of time penalties either. Bosman Pickle, Serbolf, both right behind Martins now. Could see some final lap drama between these 3, and Faxon and Halfshot Ferry about to be fighting it off just right now. As he opens up DRS, he's going to be too far back to make a move this time around, but next lap we could see Faxon take jab for 10th place. He's on fresh softs. And Serbov and Bosman still going at it, allowing Martins some breathing room. Merv Martin actually losing some more time rather than gaining, not looking good for him. I mean, don't get me wrong, a good race overall, but seemingly unable to pick up 2nd place. Martin's doing a pretty good job of defending Boston Pickle and Serbov, obviously under no, massive threat from the both of them. They've just been in the DRS range, but none of them really making any lunges. But still though, good defense nonetheless. As I'm sure Halfshot Ferry is trying to put on the best of defense he can to hold off Faxland with 1.5 laps left to go. Scratch that. With, 1.5 laps left to go. My bad. They really, Halfshot Ferry and Martins, both of them will be doing the best they can to hold off the drivers behind them. As Serbov actually might make a move on Bosman Pickle. No, actually losing time on the straight, even though he's got DRS, and Bosman Pickle didn't really seem to have DRS. Oh, almost driving into the back of Bosman Pickle. Almost lost the rear end as well at the same time. And he may have a 3-second time penalty, but he's trying to get out of Bosman Pickle. On track position. I think he's going to be able to do on the straight. He's going to open the DRS, going to round it down the inside of Bosman Pickle. Bosman Pickle though will still be able to get the place back from time penalty because of the Serbov's time penalty, and probably ahead of Martins as well, as long as he doesn't pick up a time penalty. But a bit annoyed, so I'm sure he'll be a bit annoyed to lose down on that position purely on track. And Faxland still trying to do his best to get ahead of Halfshot Ferry. It is the final lap of the race, and JT Gelato 7 seconds ahead of DX Asinio in 2nd. Looking strong here for another win, JT Gelato. And thanks for the free promotion if you do that, Game Tech. And this, if you do so at the start of the next race. Faxland still trying to get past Halfshot Ferry, not able to. JT Gelato starting off sector 2 just now, and still no threat from the Asinio. Merv Martin not able to gain on the Asinio. If anything, he lost a second rather than gain within these 3 or 4 laps. Head bumpy as well, only losing time. Serbov trying to get past Martins. I don't know if the amount of time penalties they have. Actually, I'm going to take a quick look. They got the same amount of time penalties, so Serbov really wants to try to get past Martins. I think he loses some front wing. I have to go quickly on board with JT Gelato, as he's going to win the Netherlands GP. Another one for JT Gelato, further extending his championship lead. DX Asinio popping himself nicely in 2nd. Serbov obviously losing time because of the front wing damage whilst trying to get past Martins, and Bosman Pickle's going to try to pick him off on track position to not get past purely on, instead of getting past on penalties, to get past on the actual track. Faxland doing his best to get past Halfshot Ferry, but he's not going to be able to on his final lap. Not yet, at least. In the meantime, Merv Martin's finishing 3rd, and that Bumpier is about to finish in 4th. Oh, it's actually Faxland spun round. I don't know if he had contact with Halfshot Ferry. He's down in 11th though, so he's not going to be losing any real positions. Oh, it's Max GT UK as well, is retired from the session, down in 12th. Unfortunate for him if he crashed out on the on the final lap. And that means that Head Bumpier is in 4th, Tan 12's in 5th. Bosman Pickle, because of the time penalties, managing to move his way up to 5th, and or should I say the lack of time penalties, moves his way up into 6th. Dore as well, because of the lack of time penalties, moves his way up into 7th nicely. That puts Martins in 8th, Serbov in 9th, Harsh Ferry in 10th, and Fax in 11th, Max GT UK in 12th, and KCDB down in 13th. And that's going to end Netherlands GP here for us today in Tier 1. I thank you all for joining me. It's been a pretty decent race. It's a weird thing, Netherlands. You always drive for the day goes to Martins, it's a driver of the day I come back, not necessarily person I'd give it to, although I might. I'm not entirely convinced, but it was definitely a good race from Martins. Welcome back, Gaming to the Max. And yeah, Netherlands, it's a bit of a weird track, I was saying, because on paper it seems like a very good track where you can, you know, overtake and have some pretty decent overtaking opportunities, but in reality it doesn't prove to be the grandest of sessions. I mean, it's still some decent overtakes, but nothing great. Obviously a very good drive from Headbump PA from P4, dropped to P12 and then went back to P4. I thank you all for joining me. Hopefully we get more drivers come next Sunday. I hope, and you know, more people can make it. But yeah, I thank you all for joining me, and well, if you want to know if you've done better, the cars are equal. So I mean, unless there's a bit of a thing with you not doing well in the Haas, the cars are equal. So there isn't really going to be that much of a difference. I mean, which you can clearly tell with Headbump PA and Williams up in 4th. You're welcome for joining. Glad you had fun. Yeah, as I said, thank you for joining me. We have a bit of an event. Faxon will be promoting it in our Discord if you guys want to go check it out. And yeah, I thank you all for watching. Godspeed.